G'day everybody, where's Wally here? Yeah, look, I know it's been a while, but I've been hanging around Next Level server. Maybe just a little bit too much because I'm now ranked at number 6. Oh dear, I don't think they really like that. I guess I've been amusing myself a little bit too much there. But I've been forgetting that part of my job is to amuse you guys. So, what follows is a nice big video recording of what happened last night. Little Mickey Jones, my little buddy, he was having problems with Starman. Well, started the other day, I said something about Starman, and J-Ro just put up a comment, tyres, but then he wouldn't tell me why. I think I knew why. He thought they were going to explode, or they should have exploded, and if they didn't explode, therefore it was all fake. Well, it took a little while to extract the truth out of these guys, and a lot of toing and froing, but eventually I got to the tin tacks. Yes, they thought that the tyres should explode, and they didn't explode. But as I joyfully pointed out, you only ever see one tyre once the Tesla Roadster has been launched, and you only see it for part of the time because there's actually 3 cameras, and you only see it from one of the 3 cameras, or the engineering cameras. And of course it could have slow leaked out, but obviously if there was going to be a problem, some really smart rocket scientist wouldn't have bothered putting air in it in the first place. They would have just taken the valves out. Kind of easy. But these guys, well, they've really got to find a problem with Starman, don't they? They see the image of the Tesla Roadster on the mount being prepared, and they think that's a sound stage, that's a video stage, that's where they put big video screens all inside that and just film the whole thing. Well, yeah, no, that's not what happens at all. But then after a lot more backwards and forwards, they eventually come back with, someone noticed some specular highlights on the helmet of Starman. But of course, when you have a really close look a little bit earlier, you see that the helmet has actually got quite a little profile cut into it, and there's multiple flat surfaces that reflect the light all at the same time. No big problem at all. But the funnest part was young Mickey Jones. He's sitting there telling me you can see the entire circle of the Earth is lit, yet the side of the vehicle close to you is not. Doesn't work, therefore it's fake. But I kept telling him, I had to tell him about 6 or 7 times, yes, but you can't see the bottom part of the circle. And when you zoom back in the video about 2 or 3 minutes, you see that there is a terminator there. The sun is actually slightly behind the car, behind vertical from the car, which is why the side of the car is in shadow and therefore dark. Anyway, there's such a lot of toing and froing going on here, and I thought I'd just share it with you guys. Feel free to pause as you go along and have a little bit of a look at the silliness that some of these guys put up. And of course, when you get Mickey all caught up, he just jumps back and grabs something else that he thinks you had you on once before, which is one of his tells. You know you've got him as soon as he starts looking back at some of the other things he thinks you had you on and jumps away from the subject. And I guess we're just going to have to wait for Kevin to finally decide to tell me what his great debunk of Starman is. He says he knows it's fake, but he just won't tell me. I wonder why. And finally, one last request for those of you who like to have a bit of fun. Next time you run into Mike Jones in the wild, can you do me a favour? Don't say hello to him from Where's Wally, but do this. Use the words Mickey and use the word rake face. He loves the Simpsons story where Sideshow Bob keeps stepping on rakes and getting swapped in the face. Well, that is Mickey. I call him rake face all the time. I think he likes it. So, next time you see him, say hello to him. Ask him if he's misunderstood any science lately. Something like, "Hi Mickey, have you misunderstood any science lately, and how are those rakes to the face going?" I'm sure he'll love it. Oh, but before we go, I had a run-in with Mike and J-Ro a few days earlier about the tyres on the Starman. I had a run-in with Mike and J-Ro a few days earlier about the tyres on the Tesla. They were absolutely sure that they should explode or some sort of thing, but of course, even if they did have air in them, which they probably didn't, the technicians probably just took the valves out anyway, they would easily handle the extra 15 psi. But when I was talking with Wolfie about it, well, here, let Wolfie tell you. Oh, thanks, mate. That's oh, thanks, mate. That's absolute gold. Of course, those tyres going to almost vacuum and having, what, 290 psi? My goodness. And they don't explode. Of course, the flatties will just say, yes, well, they're special tyres. They were designed for that, weren't they? They'll always have an excuse because they just want it to be fake. Thanks, guys.
So this is the left-hand side main landing gear on the Global 7500. And this is the tyre pressure sensing wand. We place it over the cap and press the button. You can see that the tyres are inflated to 213 psi. This aircraft can operate up to 51,000 feet, and at 50,000 feet the atmospheric pressure is just 1.6 psi, and the tyres handle that easily. Going to the vacuum of space is just another 1.6 psi difference. I don't think it would be any problem at all for these tyres. These flat earthers who think the tyres on the Tesla that was sent into space should burst don't really know what they're talking about.